Hi, I'm Gary and welcome to my outdoors channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I put together this Caldwell Lead Sled DFT2 and how this works and all the adjustments that you have available on this too. And how to assemble it. Some people have a lot of difficulty with these things, and I think I got through it pretty well and maybe even have a few tips for you. So we'll get to this now. Okay, I've got my Caldwell Lead Sled DFT2 here, arrived today, so I'm going to unbox it here, see what we got, and see about putting it together. I know I've seen several videos online about this already, but I'll go through it and see if I've got anything unique to add to it, since I have some mechanical aptitude and from having been a mechanic in the past. So we'll see how this goes. So I'll open this up. I'll speed this up as we can here. We'll say that when this box came, it was quite heavy. Now it doesn't show any shipping weight, but it was quite heavy. I gotta say at least about 40 pounds or so. Okay, so this is the shipping box, and inside of the box here is the retail box as it would be on the shelf. So extract this from this shipping box. That out of the way. Nothing else in there, so now this box opens. It's like a flaps here. Alright, looks like I'll pull it out of here. And I'll set all the parts down on here to get organized. Let's see. Looks like, yeah. Pull this box out first. That's heavy. Then you gotta kind of wrangle it to get this out of there, because it's got that curvature. That's that tray that'll hold the sandbags. Then like the framework itself and instructions. What do we do with instructions? We're supposed to read them. Been through that before, where thought I could do it and skip the instructions, and I wound up having to disassemble it and reassemble it again because I took a few wrong steps. So we'll follow the instructions here, see how they're like. Well, I have all of this unpacked here and kind of sorted out and laid out, so we can start with the assembly. First part we start with is this tray that will hold the sandbags in here. Then we've got a strap. We've got a front foregrip rest for the rifle. This is a wheel for adjusting height up and down for elevation. Then this assembly here together will be what supports the front here, and also can adjust the windage back and forth. Then we got some feet, some bolts, and all that to go together here, and they give us a wrench and 3 Allen wrenches, 3 different sizes. And actually you can accomplish all the assembly here fairly easily with just those tools. So some people may prefer to use some other tools, but this works pretty well. So first part to go in here is this tray for the sandbags, for giving you weight. And what we want to do is these 4 holes will go towards the front of this steady rest. And that's because 4 of these holes will be used to mount to the framework here, and these other 2 end holes will be used for putting these feet on, for the front feet. So we use these 4 bolts, and it has the bolt with a socket head on it for use with an Allen wrench, and then a nut and a washer. And the way these go together is the screw goes through first into the frame. Make sure we got that lined up. Then on the other side, pull this assembly here. You see the bolt coming through there. We'll put on the washer and then the nut. And this is a lock nut, so it's an elastic stop nut, so when you tighten it down, it'll hold on very well. You want to make sure you've got the nut facing the correct way. This conical shape of it here will be facing outward, not inward. I'll put on another bolt here. Get that on there. And I'll get all of these started here, and then I'll get them tightened down. Okay, so I got those all started. I use the Allen wrench, go underneath it there to hold the head of the bolt. As I do that, I'll use this wrench that they gave us to tighten these nuts down. I'm just going to snug it for now. Kind of go around these one bolt at a time, alternating, kind of like you would with the lug nuts on a car. And then I'll go back around and get these all cinched down. This looks like it's all lining up pretty straight, so get these cinched down more. Now, you don't have to muscle down on these too much, because these nuts will hold really well. Okay, now I'll take these 2 feet and put these on. Basically the screws are in the feet here. I'll unscrew those from this, stick it up through here, and then just screw the foot onto it. Get them both on that way. Okay, now I'll flip this back around. Use the Allen wrench to tighten up the screws on these feet. That works great. Okay. Now the next step is to put on this front rest and strap, which is made up of these parts here. And this one needs to come apart in 2 pieces here so it can get a grip around this framework here. So what I have to do is undo these cam levers here. You have to be kind of careful with these because there's a pin in the middle there that's threaded, and it can fall out on you if you're not too careful. Take off that flat washer, loosen up this one here also. Again, don't lose this pin. Got the flat washer. Now we're going to set this underneath there. Now this knob is going to face towards me for the way the illustration shows to set it up. Then we'll put these flat washers back on. Then put these cam levers back on. Like I said, these pins can fall out of place if you're not too careful. Now getting them started again on this thread is a little bit of a challenge, but it's not too difficult. As you can see, I got it going there pretty good. And you get to a point where it gets to be close to tight. You don't want to go too far because we've got to get these both on there evenly so we're not making this cockeyed or off angle across these bars here. So we want an even adjustment on that. Okay. Okay, that seems locked pretty good there. And then test. It should slide along pretty easily there, so that's good. Next part is to put these bearings on. And they just slip right over on top of that. And they'll right along there. Apparently, there's no instructions that says to grease them or oil them or anything. But these are not like high-speed bearings like on your car or something, so they're just moving a little bit here and there. If they do get dirty and stuff like that, any grease and oil can attract the dust and dirt, and that could create some problems too. So it's best to Try and keep them as clean and free as you can. So once we got the bearing on there, next we're going to put this adjustment handle on here, and this just screws onto the threads. Then we have this upper plate here that goes on, and it fits on with this blind spline here, and this has got a blind spline on it too to line up with that. So just line that up. Then put this screw on. Takes the medium size Allen wrench that comes with this kit. Tighten that up. Then we take our strap. This feeds through one end, out the other, and this will be what holds the front end of your rifle in place. My next project here is I've turned this sled around the other way here to make it easier for you to see some of the controls here that are on this side. And the next step is going to be to put this mount on the front here, and what this will take is you got a couple of these small bars here that will slip into these ends here on both ends, and it's slanted there, so these bars have a slant to them on one side. So we'll take the screws out. Basically I'll put the mount on, get it mounted on there like that. Then I'll slip these bars on here to line up with the angles of these slopes that we need to. And I'll get these screws started in here. This uses the smallest Allen wrench for these screw heads. And that kind of makes our extension to be able to get into this. A little precarious, but you can get these screws started here. And I'll cut through some of this here so I won't bore you with all the tediousness of doing this. Okay, so I've got all those screws started in there. Now I'm going to tighten them down with the Allen wrench here. Get those good and snug in there. Alright, got those on there tight. Next step is to drop this back down again. Make sure these are all loose, and just crank this back down. Okay, that's about bottom. Gonna lock these in place. I'll leave it loose here, because I'm going to set my AR-15 on here and show you how that sets in here. You'll set this into the end for the butt, and then get the centered in here. Probably gonna have to raise this a little bit. All we gotta do is extend the butt here. That helps give me some better space here for my grip to set between these bars. And get this kind of situated about here. And I'll tighten this down. So that this front cradle stays in place. Then I can adjust this up and down. Get this in position. Actually, you can fit the magazine in here pretty well. Get that in. When you're out there shooting, and you'll have the magazine fitting between these frames here. Also, you can use this rubber band here. You go up and around, hook onto this hook here. A little bit difficult to do when it's new yet, but that'll hold the front of the firearm in place there in that cradle. So that's pretty much how it sets up. Now what you can do, you can adjust the elevation by raising this up and down, and you can do that between the rear foot and this front support to get your elevation. Now to get your windage adjustments, you can, besides moving it around a bit to get your windage on, you can fine tune the windage with this knob here, and this will make this move back and forth left and right. So You can do that. And then once you get it in place, lock it down with this knob to hold everything steady in place. So that's pretty much it. How it assembles, and you can put a weight in between here. And what I've done is, you can buy these bags online. They sell about 4 bags for about $28 on Amazon. And then you can get some lead shot to put in it, or you can use the sandbag too. But I went to Walmart and I picked up a barbell weight, 25 pounder. That slips under here really well. I'll show you that. I slip that in, and that holds it really steady there. And I don't think I need any more weight than a 25 pounder there. That's going to be enough for the rifles that I shoot. I'm not shooting any big guns, not shooting any cannons, so I think 25 pound weight's going to be good enough. And this was less than $20 at Walmart, so a lot cheaper than buying lead shot, which is about buck and a half a pound, and the bags, which can be about $28. So you'd have at least $50 to $75, maybe $80 tied up in weight bags and lead shot to hold this down. When that's for 20 bucks, this barbell weight works pretty good. Well, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it and you got some inspiration. If you did, please give me a like and give me that thumbs up, and share it with your family, friends, and fellow outdoors enthusiasts. Also, please subscribe and be sure to hit that bell icon so you won't miss anything. And give us your comments. We'd love to hear what you think, what your questions are, what you would like to see. Thank you.